Well, hello everybody. Good afternoon, or I should say good evening here from the UK. Right. This is for people who are Christian, who are downtrodden. My gift is encouraging, right? That's my gift, encouraging people, right? Now, as a Christian, I believe that you should encourage your brothers and sisters, but warn them as well for things to come. Right. When you're stripped of everything, because you will, the Bible tells you it's going to happen, what's left is authentic, right? That's the subject I'm going to be speaking about, right? Now you could have governments, religions, corporations suppress your liberties, your rights from God. The religions do the same, but it's like double-handed with corporations and religions, and then governments, they're exactly the same too. Look, you are going to have things stripped away from you, right? It's inevitable. It happens. Understand ups and downs, like I was saying before, ups and downs. I've been up and I've been down. I've travelled abroad 3 times, right? In my lifetime. That's lucky for me. That's lucky 3. The first one was a holiday when I was a teenager. Then I went to Australia. Then I went to Ecuador. But that was when I was way older, way older. And I went on my own because I wanted to experience on my own. Not with somebody tagging along and all this, that, and the other, wanting you to go on all these romantic things. No, I wanted to explore myself. Now, Australia and Ecuador, basically, I lived there for 2 years each time, right? Both opposite ends of traveling. And I was lucky. At that time, I had the money, I had the goal to do it. You know what I mean? For me now, I'm a bit too old for that. So when everything took away, like the Economic Forum, United Nations, all the rest, digital currency, 1 second. No, get rid of money. Sorry, I'm back again. Sorry. Yeah, they'll get rid of money through the reverse ATMs or some way they'll get rid of money. I think it'll be reverse ATMs because BlackRock is convincing all these companies around the world to go digital. So even when you order a taxi, a taxi, before your taxi turns up, most people do it digitally now. So they've got to register with your card anyway. Who ain't that? Who ain't? Because they won't accept cash. I'll say that. Because you can't offer a taxi driver cash, like I said before. You either order it beforehand, like an Uber or whatever, and it turns up, a taxi or a local taxi, right? It'll turn up. They'll already charge you straight away, right? As soon as you give your name or something, it'll be charged to your account, national insurance number to make it easier. Instead of giving you all your details, you give them your name and national insurance number, they charge it to your name, and they know where you live and everything, the government does. So they can charge it to your credits instead of money. Because eventually, taxi drivers are going to have to either invest in a driverless car to make money for them. And it won't surprise me if they do, if they invest it. You know, Chinese, Asian, English, they all invest in a car each, whatever, they'll all be independent. There'll be no company, taxi drivers, companies. It'll just be all done through apps. And they'll get around to make money so they can still sit at home. They'll hire, or because they'll all be hiring, it won't be buying. You won't be able to buy your car in the next year or two. And by the way, my last video, it weren't 2.5 years, it's 3.5 years because halfway 2026. So yeah, 3.5 years, not 2.5 years. I was saying before in the last video. Right, left 3.5 years, not 2.5 years. Right, left. You'll be stripped of everything. In the meantime, you'll be stripped of everything. Food prices will go up even more. More wars will happen. Threats of wars. So therefore, it makes the economy unstable. And they'll say, well, we can't keep, we've got no track of what's going on. We need to go more digital. And then they'll start introducing the reverse ATMs even more. They're trialing it in America now. See, every country has a part in it to bring a jigsaw. Because if one country did it, everything in one go, all those plans and stuff from the United Nations, Bilderberg Group, you know, Economic Forum, you know, all these leaders, well, non-elected leaders, by the way, non-elected, not by God, right? A prime minister has to swear to the king, and the king has to swear to defend the faith, right? So understand how it goes, right? So these corporations are not even elected, and they're calling the shots. Everything. Corporations, they play their part, and every country does a certain thing. Only China's brought everything in one go. China, right, and North Korea. Surveillance, not being able to look outside the internet, outside your country. You see what I'm saying? That's where it's going to go. And notice that North China doesn't have a religion. Well, that's what's going to be. The world will see, and they'll turn around and say, religions are the problem. Well, it's not the religions that well, they are in a way, because you can't have all religions being correct, can you? But when you look at it, you think to yourself, hang on, all religions can't be the same. So therefore, how can the king turn and say be the defender of the faith? And now he's saying he's a defender of all faiths. Well, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. His oath didn't mean nothing then. He got around. He changed it after. He got around it at first, but then he changed it. Look, you can't swear an oath because that's treason. If you swear an oath to the people, it's treason. But notice they got rid of the Treason Act. They got rid of the Treason Act. And there's a reason for that. Because the MPs, and it includes us, we can't be done for treason, but yet they'll put you away for conspiracy instead. Which is technically treason, conspiracy, but yet conspiracy comes true though. That's the thing. It's weird. But yet treason is treason. You know what I mean? These big words, you see what I'm saying? When you understand what they really mean, right? When you do an oath in front of God and you break it, yeah, you're imperfect. But if you're a perfect being, like Jesus, the angels, Satan, the demons, look, if they swear an oath, it's pretty bad. You know what I mean? Because they've seen God, we haven't. You know what I mean? We've not seen God. We're just imperfect people who've never seen God. But yet, if you put your faith in God, God said, "Bless, you'll be blessed." Don't it say he's not? Don't it say he's going to step in when you get persecuted? Because everything will be stripped away from you. That's what I'm saying. When you're stripped, what's left? That's the second half bit I'm going to talk about now. Before I get into the second half, I'm deciding that I'm going to leave it with the teeth. You know the teeth, because my teeth cracked. 2 of them. And I've got a couple of them at the sides that need sorting out. I reckon I've got about 5 max to take out properly. That are right to the gum because of it. And that's because I used to a lot of sweets. You know what I mean? Sweets and stuff. And when I found out what they were doing, dentists, you know, with the injection, I decided, nah, fuck that. Now, I don't feel nothing in my teeth whatsoever. But I'm not paying them prices. Holy moly. From 85 quid from about 2-3 years ago, it was 85 quid a tooth, an extraction. Now it's minimum 160, 165. Premium, the premium, we do a thing where you get everything inclusive, and you have to pay that. This, by the way, per month for like 18 months. And the plan is like 2 grand, and I can't afford 2 grand, man. I'm on benefits. I can't afford that. So you're in a catch 22. So I'm guessing there's going to be, like I said in the last live stream, a bunch of fucking Beverly Hillbilly fucking British people. Beverly Hillbillies, like everyone's teeth missing and shit. Like back in like 1400s, 1500s, you know what I mean? With pitchforks and shit. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. But anyway, what's left after you've been stripped? What's left? The authentic person. If you're stripped of everything, your family, like Job, family, friends, everything. Even including Noah. Noah had relatives that died in the flood too. Aunties, nephews, nieces, brothers, sisters, you know what I mean? Grandparents. Because they lived a lot longer back then. But what I'm saying is that be prepared. Be prepared to be stripped. Right? Now, how are you going to deal with that in your mind? How are you going to deal with it? Well, when you're bottom of the barrel, you're used to it. So it's not as dramatic. Because you're used to nothing anyway. That's the best thing about being poor. If you've got nothing, you can't. What's left is already authentic anyway. Before they even get to you. Well, you already know that you're not going to give in. You already know you're not going to give in. And what you have got, which is very pittance. Bottom of the barrel, right? Maybe a little subwoofer that lights up at each side, and that's it. A small one. So you can play your films on from your phone. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? Really not worth anything on even the second-hand market. Not worth nothing really, right? So for me, the only thing I've got valuable is my phone, and the phone's probably only worth 100 odd quid. I don't have a router, don't have a TV. I watch all my news, all my research, everything, all online. Right? That's what I pay for. Look, I already pay through my phone through direct debit anyway, so it doesn't really matter that because I'll always get it because I'm over 18 anyway. So it's cracking for me. But I don't have a TV. I've got a smart washer, but I didn't scan the QR code, so therefore I can download the app to control it. Because that means they've got access to my phone. And how do I know they've not put a camera in the washer too, on the behind the digitized stuff, so you can't see it, but they can see you, right? How do you not know that? Well, I didn't download nothing. I just manually do it, right? The old-fashioned way. And if you really want to go old-fashioned, go down to the river and wash your clothes in the river, right? There's means and ways of getting out the system. I don't have no TV, like I said, no satellite, no router. Everything's done by my phone, right? And if this breaks, I just get a new phone. But the new ones that are coming out are all going to be. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this phone's taking photographs of me while I'm talking. You know what I mean? I don't know because it's called a 1 second, a Doujie, which I think is Chinese Doujie. But I always go outside. I don't buy anything like a Samsung, or I don't buy anything to do with iPhone or anything like that. I don't do anything like that. I pick my own phone. and what's suitable for me. And this suits me, just like the Huawei P20 Pro before. You know what I mean? So for me, it's easy. I go on YouTube a lot. I go on Facebook a lot. I look at news articles. I go online, do my research through my Bible, 2 Bibles I've got. Go on Bible Hub. So I'm well distracted from the world, right? For me, freedom is everything, and it's going to come it's going to come at a cost to me too. Eventually, they're going to get rid of Bibles, get rid of Quran, get rid of this, that, the other, all of the this, that, and the other, whatever religious texts they've got, they'll get rid of them. Why do you think they're digitising everything? So therefore, they can control what people see and what they've done. Once the actual physical things get buried or destroyed, i.e., old books, and they've already digitised them, they control everything. Look the way the world really is, right? It's not hard. It's not hard to read the world where it is. It's not there to benefit you. Look, we had that thing with Tartaria, right? There used to be a land called Tartaria, and they had really advanced stuff apparently. You know, I'm going to take with that with a pinch of salt, but when they've dug up towns, they've seen that it's like a mudslide. They were built on top of towns. Well, hang on, I can explain that. When you get the city of Nineveh, they found so many layers of Nineveh. So once it got destroyed, they built on top of it. Once it got destroyed again, they built on top of it. So you got layers, and then with time in history, it compresses it down more and more and more with the gravity pushing down on the earth. So the buildings eventually do sink down, but then when the next kingdom comes along and destroys them, then they rebuild back on top of it. It's easy to explain, really. It is. I think there's a lot of miscuing things out there. You know what I mean? To make you think different. No, do your research. I encourage you, right? So let's get back to when you're stripped. What is left is authentic, because when you've hit rock bottom, that's when God proves himself. When you're at rock bottom, if you want the help, if you open your heart and your mind, he'll help you. He'll scoop you up and he'll help you somehow, somewhere. He'll do it. Right? You'll probably think it'd be someone putting you up or feeding you or whatever. It could come by other means. Could come by other means. Look, God is eons of time old in age, right? We're just like less than 100 years, 100 years, 120 years max. I mean, yeah, I think he definitely knows what he's doing, right? So, what is authentic that's left when you've been stripped of everything? You have to go to God, right? If you don't, it's like, what? Are you crazy, man? You've got nothing left. You're in jail now. Nothing left. Your family's turned against you. Your family's turned against you. Your family, and I mean, two families. You got your brothers and sisters, mothers. That's your family, and then you got your immediate family, which is your wife and your children. So they even turn against you. Then you have the religion that turns against you, all because you speak out for what's right. Well, that's a sacrifice that a real Christian is willing to make. You should do, because what you're doing is you're following what God wants you to go. That means that you could get an extra kind of like blessing, which you go to heaven instead. You don't reside on the earth. But if you survive this system, if you survive Armageddon, you'll be classed as a patriarch. So in a way, you'll be still useful, because you can teach everyone about everything that you saw, you witnessed, everything. You know what I mean? They ground up, they're not buildings falling down, angel fighting against demon, the sky cracking like red and thunder and shit. Hey, it's going to be wild. And my next topic was going to be down to what will you see at the end when when Jesus comes? What will you see before and, well, just before and when it's happening, when Jesus comes? It's wild. It's wild. Wild as shit, mate. Imagine you're walking down the street and then it cracks off, man. The ground's splitting open for miles, and buildings falling down with the quaking and the earthquakes, and God is really shaking the heavens and the earth, literally, right? And that thundering from the heaven, that separation, that kind of thing, is where you'll hear the hooves from Jesus and his disciples and the 144,000 and the angels behind them. Yeah, racing forward. Yeah, it'd be awesome. Imagine you seeing all that, and afterwards you have to explain everything. That'd be awesome. Wherever you are, you're gonna see some dramatic things, right? That's why I'm asking people to repent, because it'll be too late by then when they see all this, and they'll be really angry. They'll be really angry that they're going to be put to death. Well, hang on, you're gnashing your teeth at God and Jesus. Well, at the end of the day, did they not warn you? Of course they did, by dickheads like me and other people online, right? I'm not talking about fake Christians who don't want to give up the wealth and all this, that, and the other. I'm talking about when everything does get stripped from you, because it tells you how the Antichrist wants big, small, powerful, weak, slave, free man. And I read it in the scriptures before, right? Look, the Antichrist removes all religion for a reason, right? It removes it, and that's coming up soon. So therefore, he can get exclusive devotion. And he'll entertain the Jews for 3.5 years. He'll entertain them, give them whatever they want, do whatever they want. But who are they really sacrificing to? Well, Jesus already ended that. And then the Antichrist ends it with the Jews after 3.5 years. He ends it and starts telling them, you're gone too now. You're gone. I'm God. I'm God. I'm like Jesus. All this, that, and the other. Really blasphemous stuff. Really bad. And then Jesus comes down and removes him. So there's no religion then after that. After the Antichrist is gone and all religions are gone, all religions have to go to make room for the Antichrist. When the Antichrist goes eventually, that means there's no religion, no Antichrist, nothing. So how do you worship God? It'll be heart and mind. Heart and mind. Like I keep saying. Heart and mind, right? You won't be judged. Look, these religious leaders can say they're loving and kind all they want. Religious leaders all the way around the world in all religions. Are they really kind? No, they're not. They just want the money and the power, and they cover up pederasty, right? Pederasty, right? Look it up, what it means, pederasty. And they all cover it up. So the government, so the corporations, they're all in cahoots together. They're three triad, and Satan's above them. The three triad. Corporations, governments, and religions, a triad. Three, right? Look at it. Working together to manipulate the rest of the populace of the people, to stop them to get them to know God closely. And that's what you'll be judged on. Not what religion you are, whether you got a conscience and a heart. And don't be fucking arrogant when you get up there. Look, bow down and say, look, I'm a sinner, I'm a worm. I beg you for mercy, for please. Right? Be honest. Because they'll know every sin you've done. They'll know every sin you've done. Every sin. They're going to know it. So what's the point in lying? Just be humble. Hope they have mercy. But some people will still refuse, like my grandma. My grandma said she'd refuse. If she gets a resurrection, she's still going to reject God. Well, from a heart condition, even when she gets ready, she'll see, well, thank God, they were saying true Christians were saying what were right. Hang on, why would you refuse God when you see the paradise restored, being run by Jesus and the 144,000, right? And angels doing whatever they need to do, and you know what I mean? It's like, what? Why would you reject that? What the fuck? She's my relative. She's my grandma, and she's relative, and that's how dumb she is. Sorry. See what I mean? I'll even lose a relative there. And I'm guessing I'll lose more relatives too, brothers and sisters, aunties and uncles, nephews and nieces, just like Noah did, just like Job did, right? His daughters and that, and his slaves. You know what I mean? Everyone loses everything. What's left? Authenticity, authentic people. Because if they've got nothing left, who do they cry to? God. Don't answer you straight away, like he didn't answer Job straight away. He wanted to see what you do, because Satan's watching at the same time. You have to play by the same rules. You can't interfere with free will. They're both watching. The angels are watching. God's watching. Satan's watching. And you're in the middle. It is just. It is just because Satan wants to prove you wrong, but God wants you to be elevated and be blessed through your actions. Right? And the angels are backing up God too. The good angels. The bad angels are backing up Satan. Right? Understand? Right? Good against evil. One's cheering for you, one doesn't. Wants to prove you wrong, but they can't interfere, none of them. They said one of them is allowed to interfere, and that was Satan, by letting him take Job's stuff away and, persecute him. Notice he didn't take his wife away, though, did he? Do you think that could have been the camel's straw that, brought the camels back? If they'd have took if Satan would have took Job's wife away in death? Well, how can the blessing would be? The blessing won't be nothing because he can't reprocreate. But yet God blesses him with 24 children instead of 12. Everything would doubled. Look at the account, it would doubled. No, we didn't do it for fame. He didn't do it this, flat, and the other. Because he went through shit, man. Job went through some shit. Right? Lost everything. So if you're stripped, like Job, if you're stripped and you lose everything, what's left? The authentic person that's left. Because you have to rely on people to give you food. You have to rely on people to encourage you. You have to rely on, this, that, the other. If it's not raining today, if it's sunshining today, you have to worry about everything because you got nothing. Because you got no house anymore. And that's what's going to happen. Everything's going to be rented. What's left? Authenticity. Right? Whether you got a conscience and heart. But hey, that's up to you guys whether you do that or not, innit? I'm just saying, when you're stripped, what's left? Your conscience and your mind. That's what's left. Right? And that's what they want as well. Satan and the deep underworld want that too. Your conscience and your mind and your heart, right? Everything. God doesn't. God will tell you you'll die, yeah. For the sake of him and his son, yeah. Which one are you going to choose? Anyway, guys, you have a good one. May God bless you. Catch you later.